I have to be brutally honest with you guys. After this YouTube video, I may lose some of you, and I'm okay with that. My name is Coach JV. What I work to do is to make very complex macro and microeconomic strategies very simple so the normal everyday person just like me can activate on them. So we've helped thousands and thousands of people over the past 4 years since 2020 break free from this just over broke system. Now, my videos are going to be a little bit different from here on out for the next about 10 days. And I'll explain that in just a moment. So my goal is to help you. That's my main goal. And I have two amazing resources for you. So if you haven't taken action on these, the time is now. On the back end of this video, I'm going to share with you a powerful resource that we are going to use to gain wealth in the crypto market in 2024 to 2025. All these resources are in the description of this video and in my social media platform. Click the link, you will find them. The first resource is a free 16-page guide, absolutely free, my exact blueprint on how I went from broke on my parents' couch, which I'm going to talk about today, to financial freedom spiritually and mentally. The number two resource is I have licensed insurance agents in all 50 states teaching you how to protect your wealth in these crazy volatile times. It's one of the biggest pillars of my wealth, my 5 pillars of wealth, which is wealth protection, securing, compounding, growing. You probably heard of the infinity banking concept. Look up tax code 7702. So if you click the description, you can set up a free, absolutely free consultation. We don't get paid by the clients. We get paid by the insurance company. So we can provide you amazing products that serve your needs. Okay. So you can set up a free consultation or download the free book, two separate things. Back into this video, I'm going to share with you almost every single video on how I'm exiting these markets because now it's time to get our shit together. So I just want to be honest and transparent with you guys. So many of you guys are new to our channel. We get a lot of people coming from TikTok, but I think it's important as we build our relationship together because people say, oh, followers, I see you guys as friends. I get to meet you guys out in public. And if you ever see me in public, come say hi, expect a big old hug. My true intentions, whether people believe it or not, or whatever they comment, I'm over that part of my life. I don't listen to naysayers or listen to negative comments or things like that. I'm all about light, love, and positivity. My main intentions are to help as many human beings tap into their own understanding that it's possible for them. But I think it's important for me to kind of reset and share my story. I haven't talked about it a lot. So if you've heard my story, you can listen along or, and you can see how much it's evolved. So my name is Coach JB. My name is John Vasquez. I was born as John Vasquez. And in December 18th, 2006, I committed suicide due to a massive opiate addiction. I had some stuff happen to me when I was very young that I carried into my adult life. I was in a very victim state of mind. Everything happens to me. I was trying to find myself. I was very outwardly focused. And I did one of the most selfish acts you can do. I committed suicide on December 18th, 2006 with a mass amount of opiates. Well, thank God I came out of that, obviously. I woke up from it. And I read a book called The Secret. And I'm going to fast forward pretty quickly through the next 17 years to where I'm at now. But I think it's important to understand the stages because I want to make sure that we have a good relationship as we move forward to transform each other's lives. Because this is a we thing. This is not a me thing. This is an absolute we thing. Okay. So, let me pause for just a moment. So why are my videos going to be a little bit different for the next about 2 weeks? Is every single year, usually twice a year, I head out to Peru, the Sacred Valley of Peru, and I work with a spiritual coach and I sit in the garden and I completely disconnect from reality. It's something that's extremely important to me. My family knows I do this every single year. I disconnect from reality completely to build my connection with God, Christ, and all the other great masters who've ever walked this earth. So if that turns you off, I'm not the guy to follow, right? I love you so much, and that's where my love and compassion comes from. So I'm on that trip right now. As you're watching this video, I'm traveling to Peru, and I'll be there for quite a while. And I do this every single year. It's really important to me to disconnect from all this chaos. Well, I usually just kind of ghost everything, but this time, this is going to be the style of the videos for the next 2 weeks. So I hope that you respect it and you enjoy them. And if you do enjoy this, because I usually just report what's happening on a daily basis within our economy, but we have our Good Morning Crypto show. Check them out. It's 9 o'clock Arizona time every single day. And they're going to be reporting the news. So I'm going to do this style for the next 2 weeks to make sure that I get you some different information. Okay. So if you like this style, just comment down below. And if it seems to get some traction, what I'll do is I'll do these a couple times a week on top of my reporting. Okay. So let's go back. So December 18th, 2006, I committed suicide. I ended up surviving that, obviously, went into a book called The Secret. And then I started to get into vision boards, manifestation, thoughts become things. I didn't have a relationship with God at that point, but ironically, right before I committed suicide, I prayed, which is interesting, right? Dear God, please forgive me. Who was I praying to? If I'd never learned how to pray, never had a relationship with God, but I prayed right before I committed suicide. Let that sink in, right? So now I understand why at this level of consciousness that I'm at now. So I prayed, woke up to a book called The Secret. That's what God wanted to expose to me. He knew I wasn't ready for the Bible. He knew I wasn't ready for the walk with Christ yet. And then I started experiencing Buddhism. Buddhism was freaking awesome. But I had a couple experiences within Buddhism that turned me off because they wouldn't give me the answer. Therefore, I knew now, as my wisdom now, that they're not here to give me the answer, which was the greatest teaching ever, which turned me off to Buddhism because I was looking for a solve, just like most people in humanity are. Like, we don't have the answer for you. And now I know the answers inside of me. So thank you to that Buddhist monk that I left because of them, but they were teaching me the most valuable lesson. And sometimes you don't see the lesson until years later. So then I went into banking. I moved up the banking rankings very, very quickly. I became a vice president of a bank because of my manifestation, my intensity, the grind culture that we've all been taught, right? Which I've completely shattered and broke apart to where I'm at today. So I went through banking, went through a big process, and I had a great awakening in banking. I was like, this doesn't feel right to me. I read the book called Creature of Jekyll Island. We were supposed to be providing financial education. Our bank was going through a big scandal. It was just really wild to experience something like that. And I got to see people when it came to money, the things that people would do when the paychecks are huge, when the bonuses are huge, and how people forget about their morals and ethics, right? So it didn't feel right to me anymore. So then I graduated CBA Executive Banking School, and I was in this major moral dilemma. I'm sitting here making more money than I've ever made in my life, right? 535i BMW, the combed over hair, got the suit on, all the stuff. And it was what the American dream's supposed to be, right? I went to school. I got a 4-year degree. I got a banking degree or banking certificate, excuse me, CBA to be a executive vice president at a bank, a large Fortune 500 company. But why did I feel so sick internally? So in 2017, August, I jumped headfirst out of corporate America, and holy shit, was that something that I don't recommend to people? Well, I jumped out with a good amount of money in my bank account, a 401k. And during that process, guys, I lost all my money twice from 2017 till about 2019, transitioning to 2020. Now, I had discovered cryptocurrency in the transition from 2019 to 2020. I don't remember the exact dates and stuff, so I'm off of my dates. Forgive me for that. But a guy named Jay Bills introduced me to XRP. That's how it all started for me. Got introduced to XRP, and then I was like, whoa, what the hell? Why is the banks not using this? And I realized that the infrastructure is being set up for banks to use it because I know how to run banks, right? So then I started to go through this conundrum in my life where I lost everything, guys. I had my crypto portfolio and I was not going to touch it. And thank God I didn't, because it changed my life. But I humbled myself because I had lost everything. And I moved back in with my parents in 2019. I've told the story many times, to 2020. And that point in my life, I said to my mom that things will never be the same. But I realized that I had a indoctrinated belief system. And I got to hear their conversations around money. I got to see the ecosystem that I grew up in. Not good, bad, or different. I had a great life. We lived middle-class family, right? But there was no talk about future, no talk about investing, no talk about saving, no talk about growing or expanding consciousness. It was just go to school, get a job, watch the news, go through that process, right? So I realized that I have to rewire the foundation, end up in a different situation. So I became almost obsessed, which I still am pretty much obsessed, but it's transitioned quite a bit to a very balanced look at spirituality, economics, and it's all one and the same to me. So it's very economic at first, but I needed to understand the system. So I watched how millionaires, multimillionaires, and billionaires move their stuff through the system. Millionaires operate a lot different than multimillionaires and billionaires. Millionaires are still in the phase of trying to impress you with Lamborghinis and Ferraris. You see all these guys on Instagram when they start getting into a lot of money. They want to show you all the cars and they want to show you the houses. They think that that's what we want to see. And that's what we're trained with our dopamine response to understand, right? But that's not where wealth comes from. I realize that wealth comes from here. It comes from here. And when you can connect the field in the brain and heart-brain coherence, and you can operate in 3 frequencies, which are authenticity, love, and gratitude, you become one of the richest men or women on earth. So from 2020 to 2022, we just skyrocketed, right? We went from being completely broke to I moved out of my parents' house into an apartment, and now I live in my dream home, which is my dream home for me, right? A little single family home for my kids, and don't have a lot of fancy stuff, but I do a lot of really cool experiences. Well, in 2020, we all got humbled. 22, we got humbled, right? We were making a ton of money in cryptocurrency, and boom, we got rocked All of us did 85% of our portfolio. But the good thing is we had an exit plan. So I had exited and diversified into multiple things. So I was getting into leveraged life insurance in 2020. I was getting into precious metals. I started to expand my business acumen. What else did we get into? I wasn't in real estate back then. Well, I'm still fully not in, but I'm getting in there. So that's when I really had this spiritual check. It was like, JV, what are your intentions? What are your intentions, JV? What are you here? And what is the impact you want to leave on the world? And what I started to really think about is what are my principles? And so in that moment in 2022, as I developed principles. So my principles for business are integrity, honesty, and uncompromising belief in God. So I made a decision within that moment that I will only build ecosystems that allow me to speak about my truth around God and the walk of Jesus. Like my CFO, he's an amazing human being. He's a Buddhist. He has his own belief systems, but we can rise together, learning and growing from each other. So I wanted to be part of an ecosystem where I could be me and everybody else could be them, and we could expand consciousness together. Number two is I built principles for my family, which is peace, freedom, and family structure. So if anything disrupted my peace, my freedom, or my family structure was a hard no. Once I developed those principles, I built my ecosystems based on that in my human design of who I truly am, which is a generator. I'm a peer generator, right? I'm supposed to forge forward, build safety, teach, come back and teach. And that's exactly what I do. So in 2022, there was this big mental transition for me as I was going through my spiritual journey, my spiritual awakening. So from 2022 to 2023, specifically going into 2023, it's been the biggest transition for me. So as I sit today, I'm in the best position I've ever been in my life, spiritually, mentally, physically, financially, relationships with my kids, relationships with my ecosystem, to include my kids' moms, all these things that come into my current paradigm. And the reason why I bring this up to you, because I realize that wealth is not what we think it is. You know, the God that I follow and the Jesus, you know, that I listen to is, I think there's a lot of teachings that have been a little bit inverted here. You know, Jesus came to empower us and show us how amazing and powerful we are. When he was on the cross, he said, it's finished, it's done. You have grace. Now, what do you mean that by that? He didn't give you a soft pillow to land on. He was disciplined. He was consistent. He had principles, morals, ethics. And he was like, no, this is bullshit. Like, what are you guys doing, man? You have to get your shit together. And so that's when I say, warriors, rise, get your shit together. It's an endearing quality to myself. I'm looking in a mirror right now. I can see myself recording this video. It's not against you. And I started following three that I have my principles, but three main things within my life that I teach my kids on a daily basis. Number one is I love God with all my heart. Therefore, I love humanity as I love God. Number two is I treat others as I want to be treated. Pretty simple. And number three is I stopped judging other people and I started focusing on myself. That's why you see me not respond to hate comments, or I don't feed into it, because I have no judgment for you. I have no response to your hate, because I want to live in a high frequency, loving environment. And what I realized in the next level of coaching that I'm going through, so I call it life one, life two. Life one was the programming that I got indoctrinated into. Life two was the manifestation and breaking the cycles of that programming. Now I'm heading into life three, which is being paid to be me, right? So all the ecosystems I built, the 3T Warrior Academy, our education system, is all the things that I did and embodied and taught, right? I just started an insurance company. I'd been referring insurance for 3 years. And now I started one of the fastest growing insurance companies because I believe in it. That's the key to this. The lesson in this is, don't start something to make money, start something because you believe in it. And now things are coming to me easily and frequently. Money is coming to me from all different sources. I'm so happy and grateful for the money that comes to me in increasing quantities from multiple sources on a continuous basis. God rest Bob Proctor's soul. He changed my life. Absolutely radically changed my life. I am now living that. I've been saying that since 2009 every day. So why do I bring this up to you? Because I want you to know my intention. Yes, I own companies. Yes, I own ecosystems. We all put food on the table for families. But if you know me, or if you've worked with me, or you've been in my ecosystem, my main goal as I move forward is to continue to get my shit together, to work on myself to the deepest level of spirituality that I can, to raise my frequency to three things. That's two: authenticity, love, and gratitude. My goal along the way is to tell my story at the current paradigm that I'm at and the current paradigm that I'm moving into, is to gain wisdom through knowledge enacted upon and done for a long enough period of time so I can embody that frequency. So if you see yourself in my story, knowing that it's possible for you, that I've lost my money 3 times. I filed bankruptcy in 2007. I was a horrible father to my daughter, Raven, when she was a little girl. Now we have a phenomenal relationship. And now I'm a phenomenal father to my son. I was a drug addict. filed bankruptcy, been divorced twice. But what I didn't do is I didn't lay on my back. I took the gift that God gave me, and I took the principles of Jesus and all these amazing teachings, and my CFO, and May, our human design practitioner, and all these amazing people within our ecosystem. I can mention everybody, and I take all these, going to sit with Chase in Peru, and my coach Matt from Psychosmos, all these amazing human beings that are teaching me, and I'm learning from everybody. So when someone says, "Oh, you're following this belief," guys, we're all one consciousness having an experience. Everybody's experience is different. So if someone is Catholic, fantastic. Be a good Catholic. If you're Jehovah's Witness, be a good Jehovah's Witness. If you're Church of Latter-day Saints, be a good Church of Latter-day Saints. Stop judging other people. Stop saying to another religion, you're wrong. How do you know that they're wrong? How do you know that you're right? Is it like Baby Boss? We all go up a conveyor belt. You're Catholic when you die. You're Jehovah. Use logic. Like, we're all human beings, God's creation, having a different experience, and we all get in different vehicles, and that's okay. So as we move forward, I just wanted to set my intentions for the next about 10 days of videos, or about 8 days of videos, to be fair. This will be this style. It's just going to be a video. I'm just going to speak. So I'll share with you the things I'm going to speak about. And let me know if this content resonates with you, because if it does, I will do a little bit more of this. Because usually I was just going to kind of ghost it and go to Peru as I usually do during this time. And people have all kinds of perceptions of, well, he got cloned, but it's like, no, I'm just in Peru, so I can't report the news every day, and I'm not going to be on my cell phone at all. I'm going to be in a garden for 14 days. Okay, so Monday will be this is what made me rich, my crypto game plan. I'm just going to be speaking about what I do, just like this. No fancy edits or anything like that. Tuesday will be how I became wealthy, my business game plan, and how I built businesses and ecosystems across information technology and attention. So that's where my greatest wealth has been built. Let's see, how I lost it all and how I insure my wealth. Why do I talk so much about insurance? Thursday next week will be the secrets of the wealthy, which is pre-IPO, which we teach people how to get into pre-IPO. And the Friday, November 10th will be Americans are fucked, rewiring the foundation. And then Monday, November 13th, which I'll be traveling back, is you owe this to your kids, guys. If you're a man or woman or partner or whatever it is that have children, you owe this to your family, man. You really do it to yourself, right? So I want to share with you guys something that's really, really important. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to start showing you this more frequently. I just want to let you guys know I am the co-founder of this company. This is very, very important to understand. Anything I share with you guys, I'm the owner of, or it's part of my ecosystem. Actually, everything I'm sharing with you guys, I'm the owner of. The reason why I did that, do you remember what I said? Let me bring myself further back on the screen, so I want to look you in the eyes when I say this. Remember when I said my principles, integrity, honesty, and uncompromising belief in God? There is no effing way that I will ever take a sponsorship or anything that will not allow me to speak this truth. So instead of doing that, I've never been paid by a cryptocurrency company ever. And I've done that because I want to speak my truth. And so everything I share with you guys, my Warrior Academy, the insurance company, I'm the CEO of my insurance company. It's my Freedom Insurance Company. Merlin, which is I'm the co-founder with Johnny, and our CFO Jeremy, and there's our ecosystem. We are all owners of these. We created these with our own heads. 35,000 lines of code written for this from the ground up. So what Merlin is a very important part of my strategy. You have to get Merlin downloaded, guys. It's in the description down below. You have to build your exit plan, because I'm telling you, we're coming from experience. The reason why we created this is, number one, it's an interface. It shows you all your cryptos in one spot, all your daily gains and losses. Okay. It also, which is the most important part I want to show you guys. Okay. It's right here, the exit strategy. Okay. So when you get in there, and we have the best customer service ever, when you get in there, you can try it for 30 days for free. You can practice setting up an exit strategy. Okay. It's very important. There's facts, there's FAQs. We have a customer service line. You have to have an exit plan, guys. That's what made me wealthy, is because I have a plan for everything. I don't just sit there and hope. Hope is not a strategy. Hope will not work for you guys. You have to have a game plan, guys. So we exited the markets. I secured some of my wealth in insurance, more businesses, all this stuff. And imagine what's going to happen to my ecosystem in 2024 to 2025 when crypto goes parabolic. My ecosystem is going to 10x. More businesses, more insurance, and then I'll be in the generational wealth building cycle. So my next phase, just to share with you guys from a transparent level, is I actually filled out my paperwork, and now I'm going into the trust game. So I'm going to set up a trust, build the ecosystem, and then a family office. So that's my next phase that I'll be coming back and teaching when I have more experience. I'm a baby. Next phase as well. Next year, we're going into real estate. We're going vertical into apartment complexes. We'd like to build our own retreat center as well. But yeah, so Merlin, you needed to download it. It's in the description down below or in the social media platform. Download it, 30 days for free. We also are big on customer service. So if it doesn't work for you guys, you can cancel yourself. You can just click a button and cancel. We're not playing games with your money. We don't play games with people's ecosystems. Our intentions are to help as many human beings as possible. So just to recap, so this is Friday. I'm actually traveling. I probably just landed in Peru. And this next week will be these types of videos. So I hope that you appreciate them. I appreciate doing them, but I'll get back to my normal style. But if I do see a lot of feedback, I will actually implement these throughout the week as well as extra videos. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. That's my story. I hope you like it, and I hope you're still here. Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Love you guys.